I'm making a basketball themed cake, so come along and let me show you how I made this cake with tips to help you achieve the same. The cake layers are put together with a cake card underneath. The cake card seals the cake from being exposed at the bottom whilst also helping with transfer, and you'll see what that looks like in a moment. The cake is filled with Swiss meringue buttercream, and when stacking is done, it is left to chill before the cake is brought back to be trimmed. Trimming evens out the surface, helping to support a clean, polished look to the cake. When trimming is done, crumb coating follows to seal in the crumbs made so they don't show up in the final coating of ganache. Bear in mind, this is going to be a black colored cake, so crumbs showing up is a bad idea. For the black and deep colored cakes, I start with a plain colored ganache, choosing only a small quantity of the darker color to finish the final coating. Making black cakes can be tricky, but being patient, working diligently should help create great results. Worth noting, the addition of ganache or buttercream and scraping it all off in the hope of achieving a clean look is a repetitive task that will normally take longer than this video would capture. The cake is then flipped upside down to assess for a polished look. A trick I must admit is not very beginner friendly, but I've covered this in a tutorial with all the details for you to check on the channel, so do check that out. The black part of the cake is done, and next is the orange colored ganache that will be used to create a fault line comb effect. This is a rather simple detail, but to achieve this requires a bit of skill, so after adding quite a lot of ganache, a metal comb is used to scrape the excess, leaving the comb effect behind. Now, whilst I fancy passing on some tips, sometimes the tip isn't the truth, and I would say that this cake is not completely beginner friendly. So if you're new to cake decorating, perhaps a drip cake or something simpler that will see you achieve better results is better than tackling a cake that requires just a little bit of skill and experience. With that in mind, even after 10 years, there are things I can do better and things that I can improve on in the cake decorating journey. So if you're new to cake decorating, this is a little encouragement to say, do not be disheartened if you're not achieving great results, but keep improving, because practice makes progress and not perfect. Once scraping and polishing is done, the cake is transferred onto a fondant covered board with ribbon detail to complement the cake. For decorative details, there's a splatter of edible gold paint with black and gold polystyrene balls dotted around. To personalize the cake further, there is a custom acrylic name charm and a basketball themed topper to finish off the making of this cake. Now tell me what you think. Would you order a cake like this, or can you make a cake like this?